So why speak to groups? Why would you think it would be a good idea to speak to groups? Well, obviously, when you speak to groups, you're maximizing your time. Because, you know, as they say, time is money. You only get 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There's just so much time. And it's really the only resource that we all get in an equal amount when we're born. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much money you make. We all get the same amount of time. So you want to leverage your time. Why would you want to speak to 2 people and sell them your products and services in an hour when you could speak to 50 people in an hour and sell your products and services? It just doesn't make sense. So you've got to make the most of your time. Why not speak to groups? The other thing is it positions you as an expert in your field. Now, why would you want to be an expert in your field? Because everyone will listen to you. So you know how it is when you go to a networking event or to a workshop and they have a special speaker? There's something about simply being invited to speak in front of people that elevates you to an expert. So it elevates you to that expert status. The other thing it does, it maximizes your time, it makes you an expert. It also gives you the opportunity to sell your stuff. Isn't it really about who knows you? So if you want more people to know you, speak to more people, speak to groups. You'll be able to let them know the benefits of what you have, why it's going to help them in their life, and make a difference for them. Because what happens when you sell your stuff? We make more money. And really, as much as I want to really get my products and services out there and make more money, the other thing I want to do is I want to have enough money so that I can continue to inspire people, so I can continue to get my message out there. Because it's one thing for me to go out and speak to groups and get my message heard. It's another thing to be able to afford going out to doing it. So it helps you to make more money. Here's an example of the kind of money you're talking about when you speak to groups. This is Georgianne. And Georgianne is an interior designer. After working with Georgianne, the first time she went out, she closed 50% of the room and made $700. And by the way, this was about a 45-minute talk. Georgianne is so smart because she's an interior designer and she wanted to get in front of real estate agents to help them with their staging. So she put together a very special way that they could work together, and she sold it at a rate that was easy for them to swallow. And she was able to make $700 in 45 minutes. Any of you want to be able to make $700 in 45 minutes? It's not so difficult. The other thing about speaking to groups is, number one, you get to stand out as a celebrity. Again, that whole expert thing. People will be inviting you to them. People will want you to come and speak to their groups. People will look at you and elevate you as a celebrity. Another thing that happens is you actually become a better networker and you make more connections. Because when you learn to articulate your thoughts, your message, in a way that impacts people so that they want to do business with you, you make way better connections and you make way more of them. When you become a better speaker, it also helps you in your everyday presentations and conversations because it helps you think on your feet and it helps you be really, really comfortable with your message. So no matter what objection or concern someone brings to the table, you can easily get beyond it and still close the sale. It also builds your confidence. If any of you have ever been out there and you did a talk and afterwards you sat down and people came over to you and said, wow, what a great job. I mean, there's nothing better than knowing that you did a great job speaking in front of groups. And we're going to be able to show you how to do the absolute best job, because the confidence that you get when you know that your message is clear, when people are connecting with you, the confidence just grows and grows and grows. Here's another really cool thing about speaking to groups. Everything that you do, every time that you speak, you can repurpose the video or the audio for marketing, for your website, to make a product. So everything that you do becomes a product. How many of you would like to have more products to sell? This is a really easy way to do it. And then the last thing is you create a community of raving fans who are going to continue to fill your funnel and keep coming back for more and more and more. So let's look at how much can I earn, because it's really nice, it's all well and good. Yes, I would like to speak in front of groups, but really, how much money can I make? Let's get down to brass tacks. Think about speaking at places where you can sell your product or service, places where there's a need for what it is you do. So think about places like a guest speaker at a networking group. All of those people, average networking groups, they get anywhere between 20 and 50 people, depending on the group. And then if some of them, you're lucky, there's hundreds of people in the room. So being a guest speaker at a networking group is a great place for you to speak. A keynote for companies and corporations. I recently did a leadership talk for an association. All it is making connections with people at networking groups, letting them know that you're available, and then before you know it, you're working for companies and corporations. The other thing is there's multi-speaker events. For example, the 2014 7th Annual Unconference is a multi-speaker event. Boot camps are also sometimes multi-speaker events. Level Up Workshop is a multi-speaker event. So any place where there's more than one speaker, you can connect with the person who's organizing the event and get on the panel. A guest speaker at associations, colleges, churches, synagogues, and youth organizations are all looking for great speakers. And I know there are so many of you out there who have something important, something to share, especially with youth and people in churches and younger people in colleges. So this is a great opportunity for you to inspire and to get your message out there. And then you can be doing your own workshops, your own seminars, your own boot camps. You can also be a guest MC at charity events. They're always looking for someone to take over the microphone. All of that puts you in front of people. And of course, there's the standards, the Rotary Club, the Chamber of Commerce, the Kiwanis Club. I'm sure you can think of many, many more. So let's say you are going to be able to get in front of those groups, and I know that you will be able to do this very easily. Now, the question is, now that I'm there, how am I actually going to make money? Are these people going to pay me? And most likely, these groups, with the exception of Keynote for companies and corporations, most of these are not going to be paying you. So how can you make money? Let me show you how you can do that. Think about it this way. You have products and services, and those products and services cost anywhere from $10 up to hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. When you get into the opportunity to speak to a group, let's take a networking group, for example, and you're speaking for quote-unquote free. Even when you're speaking for free, you have the opportunity to make an offer for your services. Sometimes it's going to be, see me for a consultation, but many times it's, I have a product for you. So at a networking event, let's say we keep it short. You're only going to speak for 30 minutes or so, so keep it to be a small introductory product, something in the area of about $50, right? So you have a $50 product. Let's say the average room is 30 people. 30 people in a networking meeting, you do your thing, you are really good at speaking, and you're really good at influencing people to buy your products and services. And that's really important to understand. Those are two distinct skills. If you are someone who's already good at speaking, bravo. Now we want to add on, I'm really good at influencing people to say, yes, I want to work with you, which is a separate skill. And we're going to show you in the workshop that we have coming up that that is one of the skills that we're going to spend a lot of time on, because we want you to be able to make the money that you deserve for your products, for your services, for your time, effort, and energy. So let's say $50 product, 30 people in the room. You sell 10% of those people, you've made $150. Most people speaking in an average room can probably sell 10% of the room. Maybe, possible. Sell 20%, and now you're walking away with $300. Well, I can tell you with the techniques that you will learn at the Business of Speaking workshop, you will sell more than 20%. In fact, most of our students sell 30% and higher. So at 30%, now you're looking at $450 for speaking for 30 minutes at a networking meeting. Do that once a week, just once a week, and every month in your pocket, $1,800. You do the math. What's that times 12? It's a good amount of money going in your pocket. Who wouldn't want $1,800 for speaking for 30 minutes? So let's take it up a notch now. Let's say that you get a keynote at one of these multi-speaker events. And the average keynote speaker is a 60 to a 90 minute. Now, when you have 90 minutes to speak to someone, your product can be higher than $50 because they're going to get to know you, like you, and trust you way more in that 90 minutes. So let's say your product is anywhere from $500 to $5,000. And let's be conservative and look at an average room of 50 people, and that really is conservative. Most multi-speaker events and the types of events that you would be doing 60 to 90 minutes have more than 50 people. But just for sake of discussion, so 50 people, a $500 to a $5,000 product, sell 10%, you're looking at $2,500 to $25,000. Gosh, that feels so good coming out of my mouth. 10%, $25,000. Make it 20%, now you're looking at between $5,000 and $50,000. But take it up another notch. Learn the skills that the speakers who make money for a living doing this, learn those skills and sell 30%, and now you're talking anywhere from $7,500 to $75,000 for one 1 hour to 90-minute speech. Interested? Yeah, $75,000. Now, let's think about this. If you do that just 3 times a year, that's going to be a lot of money in your pocket. Now, there's good news and bad news. The good news is it's a lot of money in your pocket. The bad news, kind of, sort of, is the promoter gets a piece, although I have to tell you, it's not all that bad, because the promoter does the really tough job of getting people to come to the event. They're the ones who make sure that there are people there for you to actually share your product, services, and inspiration with. So usually that runs 50-50. Sometimes it goes 60-40. It could be 70-30. But even at 50-50 split, when you sell and you do this 3 times a year, this is how much money you are looking at making. Anybody interested in another $37,500 to over $100,000 a year just from speaking 3 times? Absolutely. So whatever it is that's stopping you, now is the time for you to get beyond it. If it's simply the fear that we all experience, every single one of us experiences it, I promise you, we will get you past that fear. I am going to share with you 3 major power tips that are going to make the difference for you. that will really take you from anxious to awesome. Here's someone I worked with. This is Shonda Shingles. I worked with Shonda, and when I first met Shonda, there was no way she was going to speak in front of groups. There was no way. And after we finished working together, I couldn't stop her because she became powerful when she made a presentation, and her results showed it. Here's someone else I want to share with you. This is Trisha Falzone. She's a massage therapist and an esthetician, and she recently attended the Business of Speaking boot camp. And she said, with some simple techniques and the solid structure you're going to learn learn a real structure, because it's A, B, C, D. There isn't anything you won't be confident speaking about when you learn this technique. She said she spoke to a group 1 week before the workshop, and she barely made a contact, and she made no sales. But get this, 1 week after the workshop, she closed 40% of the room, and cha-ching, those are her words, cha-ching. She said the workshop skyrocketed her personal confidence and helped her grow her business. So if confidence is something that you need more of, you will definitely get it. The other thing is, your personal confidence is going to go up, and your business is going to grow, and you're going to have that many more people that you can share your message with. This is Sherry Kane. Sherry is a Women's Prosperity Network chapter leader in Broward. She's also the owner of the I Am Complete Women Retreats. And she and I have worked together for a while now, and she's really just taken her conversations and turned them into sales. This weekend, Sherry did one of her retreats. This was the second one that she's done. And I'm thrilled to tell you that Sherry had an upsell, like many people do. And that upsell, Sherry did not, she didn't sell 30%. She didn't do 20%. She didn't do 10%. Sherry sold 70% of the room simply by using the techniques that she learned so that she could influence people to buy her products and services. 70%. I think that's a good number. I love that, love, love, love that. So if that's something that interests you, I want to give you these dates and jot them down before I bring Nancy up, who's going to take you into how do I get paid just to walk in the room, because you know that's another way that you can make money. Not just selling your products and services, but you can actually be paid to actually speak. So Nancy's going to share that with you. So I want to make sure you're aware of these dates. Tallahassee, July 10th, 11th, and 12th, and Orlando, October 16th, 17th, and 18th. Those are the next dates that we'll be doing the 3-day training designed to support you so that you can be effective and persuasive. And remember, it's not just about learning how to speak to groups, because you can do that at Toastmasters. You can learn how to articulate your message in a way that gets your message across, but you will not learn how to convert that into sales. So this is what you can expect in the Business of Speaking Bootcamp. Number one, you can break through any of those fears you have around public speaking. You'll also learn how to get paid speaking gigs, and Nancy is going to talk with you about that in just about a minute and give you some ideas on how you can do that now. You're also going to learn how to inspire people and sell from the stage. So many of you have an incredible message to share. So many of you have a story that needs to get out into the public. So many of you are waiting for the perfect time to do it. When is that perfect time? I think it's now, because you want to be able to inspire and sell right now, and you'll be able to learn how to do that in the Business of Speaking Bootcamp. You'll also learn how to market yourself as a speaker. You're now going to be seen as an expert. So how can you capitalize on that expertise and grow your business even more? How to build your list and sell your products. We're going to spend time on helping you support you in growing your list. Also designing and crafting your presentation for maximum results. And remember, it's a design. Everything is done exactly to method, the method that works over and over again, and so much more. So let me invite you now to get those dates on your calendar, and you'll want to make sure that you are at the 3-day Business of Speaking Boot Camp, because it will turn your life in a whole new direction. Nancy's going to share with you now about being paid for speaking as opposed to selling your products and services. So Nancy, take it away.